Welcome back,
Oh,
you
what a
gents,
slide. Oh,
to the
man.
number one gambling show in the world. My name is Billy FFD. I'm here with Mr. Mo Watts. This is Betting the Diagonal. Mr. Mo Watts, how are you tonight?
We're having a good night, my boy. Spurs just did work. They did the Lord's work tonight against the Nuggets, as I predicted, as I said. A perfect 3-0 night in the NBA hardwood. Love to see it.
Yes, sir. Right now, shouldn't be sweating. I am sweating. Iowa State is up 17. Told you, I told you, I told you. Seton Hall over Texas. Told you, told you, told you. Purdue, what are you going to do? I watched 5 minutes of that game, saw how rowdy the crowd was in Jersey, and I said, that's just not going to happen. Ron Harper put on a show for the hometown crowd. It's been a good day so far, tell you that. Looking to finish at 3-1. You went, what, 5-2? 6 and, no. Yeah.
4-3.
4-2. 4-2, not bad. Oh no, it's 4-3 with the
4-3.
prop. The prop.
Yeah, because the TJ Watt getting hurt, what are you going to do? It sucks. I guarantee he would have hit that. That per game's probably a different game. TJ Watt doesn't go out. Steelers probably aren't getting shellacked.
No, they were getting shellacked before that happened.
TJ Watt still probably finds a way to make one sack.
Well, listen, I hope so. Tonight, under the bright lights behind me, we are talking NFL Week 14 best bets. If you are out of your fantasy football playoffs, listen to us. We'll give you some way to win some money this year. Hopefully. Always bet responsibly.
That was definitely targeted at me since I'm out of my fantasy football playoffs.
Kinda. But win, lose, or draw.
It's only winners here. It's only winners, because even if you're not winning on the scoreboard, you're winning in our hearts with us.
Amen, brother. Amen. Mr. Mo Watts, why don't you kick us off? You have more picks than I do. Hit me with what you got.
I do. We're back to NFL work. We're heading week 14. Can you believe it's week 14 already? Holy shit. Actually, when I was writing notes for tonight, it took me a very long time to figure out what week it was because of the extra week in the season now. So it is week 14 officially. Some good games going on. Let's start with the one probably everyone's most interested in, Bills-Bucks. It's going to be a good game. Like I said last night, we were talking the miscellaneous on our goofy shit kind of episode. We're throwing out the game tape of last week for Buffalo. That game means nothing to me. I don't judge it the slightest bit. Bills-Bucks over 53.5. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. The over is 6-0 in the Bills' last 6 as an underdog. My favorite stat for this one, ready for this? Before I even just talk about the game itself, the average total in Tampa for Tampa Bay games this season has been 55.2 points per game between the two teams. That's a little bit more than the over, and that's all that matters for me.
Like that.
Bills' offense has been bouncing back all season long from duds that they have put out there. Early in the year, they had an absolute piss-poor game first week of the season. I don't remember who it was against. They came back out against Miami week 2 and put up 37 points. I'm sorry, not 37. I believe they put 35, I believe, in that game. Speaking of 37, though, after games that the Bills have put up less than 20 points or haven't reached 20 points, they averaged 37 points the very next game. Not too bad right there. Josh Allen, I think, is going to put a big name. Tom Brady is making an MVP charge. I think he's going to have a ton, especially with Darius White out for the season with his torn ACL. He is going to be able to attack. We've been seeing some success with Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. Gronk being back out there. Obviously, he has his boy to go party with up in Buffalo or down in Tampa at the end of this night. They're going to be throwing back some Super Bowl trophies across the water again, having a good time. Tampa. 4-1 to the over on totals of 52 or higher so far this season.
It's a great stat.
Bills 2-0 to the over with 52 or higher as the number. Yes, it's not 52. It's going up a little bit. I get it. However, it's not that much. It's 2 points. We're going to hit that number. I feel very confident in. I'm absolutely all over this over in this game.
Guess what?
You're going to take the under, aren't you?
Nope. I'm on the over as well. I've already bet
that's
over
my boy.
53.
That's my boy.
I agree with everything you just said. You threw out a couple of stats that I also have. I think you said over 6 on the Bills' last 6 as dogs. Over is 4-1 in the Buccaneers' last 5 versus a team with a winning record. Over 11-4 in the Buccaneers' last 15 as home favorites. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this Bills offense is going to look to bounce back after Windgate, is what I'm going to officially start calling that game. Everybody knows Bill Belichick has a scientist that changes the weather for him. It's happened many times before in a big game that has severe playoff consequences. Bill Belichick is not in this game, not involved. It's going to be sunny, 75 degrees in Tampa, like it always is. Um, it's going to be
I just want to throw out there just to interrupt you. I love how you called it playoff consequences and not implications.
no, it's consequences, consequences, because the Patriots don't want to see the Bills in the playoffs. It's consequences.
It's just so silly to hear that.
Yeah, you like that?
I do.
I'm tired. What do you want from me? Listen, this has a great chance to be a Super Bowl matchup. Josh Allen, the God, against Tom Brady, the Goat. So many offensive weapons. Everybody knows the names. Everybody knows the histories. You don't need to name them. You guys know the teams. Buffalo is averaging 28 points per game, while Tampa Bay is averaging 31 points a game. Both teams averaging over 375 yards per game. Both top 5 in touchdowns per game. Both teams are top 3 in third down conversion rate. Both teams force at least 2 turnovers per game, which is what we love to see. Short fields, quick scores, high scoring game. Love to see it. Over 53 is a great bet.
I love it. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun game to watch. I'm excited to watch that one. I believe it's a 4 o'clock game, if I'm not mistaken, because I have my eyes on the Dallas Washington game early in the day because it has big playoff implications for the Eagles. Who would have thought I'd be saying that at this point in the season? Yikes!
You
I
wouldn't have been able to say that unless Gardner Minshew wasn't there.
mean me, right?
Yeah,
You mean me? I
your
was a
doppelganger.
I was up there last Sunday. He was back here prepping for this show. I was up there actually slinging the rock around. Um, but yeah, Bills Bucks going to be a great game. Billy Boy, your pick. What do you got?
Well, that was one of my picks, so I am going to pivot, and I am going to go to the one I feel most confident in, the one that I had the least notes about,
Okay.
because it's a first half bet. First half
Oh,
bets is kind of
I'm
a little bit
intrigued
harder to
here
follow
because
trends.
I have first half bet also,
Are you
and
bet to have the same picks the
I'm
whole
very
show?
intrigued. I'm very intrigued right now.
Packers first half -7.
Now I don't have that one.
Okay,
I
cool.
like that. I like that a lot.
You're about to like it a
I
whole
don't
lot
have
more.
that. Oh,
Let me sell it to you. Let me sell it to the fans. Listen, Packers first half -7. You know why? Because Aaron Rodgers still owns you, Bears fans. He still owns you. Packers have outscored their opponents in the first half, 20 out of their last 28 games, especially at home, 11 of their last 13, with an average point differential of just under 8 points. Uh, Aaron Rodgers destroys the Bears year in, year out for the last 10 years. Going to do it for another 5. Doesn't matter if he's in Green Bay next year or not. Give me the Packers first half -7 for sure. I've never been so sure in my life.
I love that pick. It's funny you said that because I actually am on the Packers minus 12 and a half for the game for all the same reasons you
Yeah.
said, because Aaron Rodgers owns that Chicago ass. And he has a
Let's go,
career
baby.
record 22-5 versus the Bears in his career. He's thrown 57 touchdowns and 10 interceptions in during that time. Green Bay also this season.
Tell me.
Hold on, I'm reading. I'm reading
I
something
thought you
wrong.
froze for a second. Well,
I know.
I was watching the game and I turned and you were like,
Okay, I didn't read it wrong. Okay, I didn't read it wrong. Green Bay this season is 10-2 against the spread. They dominated the Bears earlier this season in Chicago. Now we're coming back to Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers has their number. He just dominates the Bears consistently. He sees that jersey come out there, that navy blue and orange, just ugly ass colored jersey, looks like puke, and is like, you ain't no monsters of the Midway anymore. I own you. He's going to come out there. He's going to put a big game. Packers are really looking to establish themselves as the team to beat in the NFC. I think this is going to be a big Aaron Jones game, honestly. I think they're going to look to reestablish Aaron Jones because he's kind of fallen off a little bit in the past few weeks with the emergence of A.J. Dillon and just Aaron Rodgers being there. I love your first half bet. I'm going to ride that with you 100%. I think the Packers roll again in this one. They beat the Bears by at least 2 touchdowns again.
Yeah, I thought about doing it, and then I read a stat that the Packers just destroy the Bears, especially in the first half. So I didn't write that stat
Yeah,
down because it didn't really
great
matter.
pick.
Didn't matter to me.
Absolutely.
I want to be in and out in this game. I don't want to.
Oh, yeah, I
I
don't
don't
want
want
to
to
linger.
watch it.
I
You
really
know,
don't want to linger. I really don't want to watch this game.
I
But
don't want to watch the game. It's gonna be a bad game. I just want to get in, get my money, get out.
but
Um,
the worst part of this game is we have to watch. This is the Sunday night game. We have to watch this game.
yeah, I know.
Like, what trash? Come on, NFL, flex this game out of there. Give me Bills Bucks Sunday night football.
No, they
Like,
would no, because
get me
then
some.
the under would hit. We don't want that.
Give me a game that I have picked to hit the under, which I'll talk about shortly.
But you want the Saints Jets to be
Fuck
prime time
no.
game?
Fuck no.
Come on, Morgan, hit me with your next pick.
Well, all right. We'll roll on the first half trend. We'll keep that going. I'm going to be on the Titans -4.5 first half versus the Jaguars. The
Interesting.
Jaguars suck.
I
They're
hate the way you say
so
Jaguars.
bad.
Hate the
What?
way you say Jaguars.
Jaguars?
There's no wires in there. There's no W in there.
Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Jaguars. Um, Titans 4.5 -4.5 first half versus the Jags. The Jags are I can't do it. The Jaguars are
Oh,
atrocious. They're the worst team in the NFL. I think Detroit could absolutely beat them. They stink. They're not getting the ball in their best playmaker's hands in James Robinson. I said in the draft episode when we did our draft show months and months ago, I thought Trevor Lawrence was going to be a bust. I still think Trevor Lawrence is going to be a bust. He stinks. Get him out of there. Time to draft a new quarterback. You should never have traded Gardner Minshew. He was the franchise. The Titans, word on the street today is Derrick Henry might be nearing a return pretty soon. I don't think he's going to be back. He's not coming back for this game, but that's going to get the juices flowing for them Tennessee faithful for sure. Tannehill's been able to do some work the past few weeks, building up rapport with his receivers and such, getting his tight ends involved. I'm getting tired of the Jeremy McNichols show. Let's get him out of there and everything. I need the beast back behind center, rushing that ball 35 times a game for 212 yards and 4 touchdowns. Tennessee, this is where they win the division. I actually think I think if I read correctly, I think Tennessee can clinch the division with a win and a Colts loss possibly. It might be next week.
that's next week. I
Yeah.
think it's still too early. They're only a game and a half away from each other, I think.
Okay. All right. It's next week. They can clinch it completely. Tennessee has a real easy cakewalk schedule the rest of the way. I think this is going to be a blowout game. They historically just run all over the Jaguars. Jaguars can't stop the run. They're not going to stop anything. The offense is going to be able to move it. This is a good get-right game for the Tennessee defense, which really hasn't been that terrible as opposed to what it usually is.
Good.
Sneaky good, exactly. You think Tennessee defense is really crummy, but led by Jeffrey Simmons, they get pressure this year. Bud Dupree was a good signing. He was hurt for a while, but he's been a good signing. He gets sneaky pressure. Harold Landry has had a very nice season. Titans, I had him as a Super Bowl pick in the beginning of the year. I don't know if they're a Super Bowl team anymore at this point. Derrick Henry, though, I don't know.
I don't
Derrick
think
Henry comes back. There's a lot of tread that you got saved on his legs going into the playoffs.
tread you have saved. He almost tore his Achilles, my man.
My boy's built differently.
I agree.
He's a fight.
Although Dontrell Hilliard is a good enough replacement for the time being. Big bruising back, kind of does he's like the mini me of Derrick Henry. Just battles through people. I thought about playing that game. I've bet on and against the Jaguars way too many times this year. The only thing more disgusting than the Jaguars is the way you say their name, and then maybe Jared's golf swing. But that's stories for different
just with
times.
those two teams, and this is a full game trend because I will probably play the full game as well. Jaguars 4-8 against the spread this season. Their margin of victory, or in their case, margin of loss, 11.7 points on average.
Yeah, I mean that line jumped up at 8.
Oh, yeah.
I liked it, but now it's at like 10.5. I think.
I don't think it is. I think it's at 9.
I think I'm thinking of the other game that I was gonna take.
I think it was at 9 or 9.5.
Okay. The other game I'm thinking about would be the Broncos game, which I said I wanted to make a play, and then overnight
That's too big of a number for me.
it jumped up to 10.5, and I'm no longer on it. I don't have a pick for them today, But come Sunday, I'll have a teaser with them involved. I do think they win. I don't think whatever my good friend Mike Hartree says on FFD, they're going to start to gain momentum after going and whatever. I think get a lucky win. Just look out for that. All right, let me break down another game for you. I'm going with the ugly one, the one that everybody wants to see on Sunday Night Football, maybe even Monday Night Football. Saints Jets, great matchup. Everybody loves to see it. I'm going with the under 43. Take it now before it gets down to below the football numbers. It's really 44 is the true football number, but 43 nowadays with all these missed extra points is still fine with me. Listen, both these teams, absolutely pathetic. The Jets, I've never seen somebody score 3 touchdowns and have 18 points. Never seen it in my life. They can't kick. They can't kick. They can't do anything right. Listen, both these teams filled with injuries. Jets can't stop anybody on the ground. I think the Saints just pound the rock with Kamara, if he plays, I should say. And Taysom Hill, they get an ugly win, low scoring, slow. Take the clock out, make it a one-sided game. Jets are averaging less than 3.3 points per play, which is dead last in the NFL. Not too many trends because the Jets just get blown out a lot, but the Saints are not an offensive powerhouse like they have been previously. But the under is 5-2, and the Saints' last 7 as a road favorite is really the only true trend. But the Jets can't score. Saints are struggling to score. It's gonna be a one-sided game. I think even if the Saints put up 35, I don't think the Jets put up anything because the Saints' defense is very good. So that's my pick, and I love it.
Sorry, we're tracking a possible backdoor cover here by the Steelers.
I should turn that game on because this game.
I just put it back on. They're still down 15, but they got the ball and they've been moving at the Minnesota 30.
Mr. Joe Green, our beautiful producer, just texted me, turn the game on. So
yeah, there's some.
When did they get 20 points?
There's some things happening in this game right now.
How much time is it? 12 minutes?
Basically the full quarter still.
Yeah.
This game's not done. This game's gonna get interesting.
Not, and I need you to start talking for a few minutes.
I know. Yeah. Saints Jets. I like that pick. What was it? The game. Anytime the Jets are involved in a game, the under looks like an easy pick right there because the Jets aren't going to score or move the ball too much. It happened last week with the Eagles. It was weird in the beginning. It looked like it was going to go big over because they were just moving like crazy. And then the Jets forgot how to move the ball all of a sudden, which wasn't really a shocker. Zach Wilson looked sneaky good last week, though. He had I would give it an argument, maybe his best game as a pro. So hopefully he can get it together and continue that upward trend this week. Saints defense isn't that great. Marshawn Lattimore, I kind of think is a little bit overrated at corner. They're a little bit banged up back there. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's a nice safety. Marcus Williams is nice. Playing Malcolm Jenkins as a linebacker. That's wild. I like that. That's definitely a pick I'd be all over too. I mean, Taysom Hill's definitely going to throw at least 3 interceptions. The real bet to play with this game is which quarterback throws more picks. That's where it's going to get interesting. I agree with you. I think Taysom's good for at least 2.
He's so bad. He's such a bad quarterback. Great running back. I love the way he runs, but
him and Lamar, 2 of the best running backs in the league.
No, Taysom Hill's a much better runner than he is. He's just quick and agile. Lamar.
Taysom had Lamar's speed.
Lamar's growing on me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Lamar will never grow on me. Never. All right. The game that I would like to see as potentially one of the Sunday night games, the 1:00 game, I already teased it a little bit earlier. The Dallas-Washington game. Game has huge implications for me, obviously, as an Eagles fan. I think it's going to be a very good game. I have 2 plays in this one. I'm going to do under 48 points, and I'm going to take Washington plus 4.5. A couple things. We'll start with the under first. This is a divisional contest. These 2 teams have meted, and they beat the shit out of each other. Whenever you talk to Dallas fans, and I hear this a lot, I've never been to Dallas, when the people and fans in Dallas talk about the NFC East, they don't talk about the Eagles as their big rival. They talk about the Washington. The Washington football team is their rival. That is who they care about beating more than anything. It is going to be a physical game. Washington has been playing significantly better of late. Taylor Heineke, this kid, he got no skill, but he's a baller. He's got, like what I say last week, Shane Falco, baby. Washington Sentinel legend coming to life. Taylor
Washington
Heineke, that's him right there.
legend.
My favorite person. I learned my lesson from that Monday night game. Forecast, FedEx Field, this upcoming Sunday. Possible rain and wind, gusts of up to 22 miles an hour with temperatures in the low 40s. That favors Washington with their heavy ground approach that they're going to have. That is going to slow this game down to a snail's pace with running the ball left and right. Football control, field control all over the place. I love the under because of that. Taylor Heineke and Antonio Gibson have really been rocking the RPO very nice of late. Again, another play that's going to really work well to the under for this game. Dallas has been moving the ball a little bit. They're looking better on offense, but going against that, this Washington defense is starting to pick it up. They're finally when they beat the Buccaneers, their whole season changed. Everything turned around right there, and they got confidence immediately. I can't ever rule out Riverboat Ron when it comes down to the end right there.
I hate him.
As for the Washington 4.5, like I said, Washington coming to this game very hot. Heineke keeps these games close. At the very minimum, I think he's gonna backdoor cover this game. I do think Washington can outwin this game outright. Absolutely. I think there's a sneaky chance Washington can come back and win this division. Dallas has not been playing that convincing of late. They got out to a very hot start. They were 7-0 against the spread to start the season. They are 2-2 in their last 4. They're not doing nearly as well as they have been previously. They said they've been picking it up. They're playing much better. For the under, trends to the under. The under is 5-1 in the Cowboys' last 6 games. Explosive offense, I thought, right? Maybe not as much. They're really focusing on running the ball between Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott, which I think is going to really lean to that under. For the football team, under is 13-3 in their last 16 versus a team with a winning record. Love that. All right, let's talk spread. Ready for this? Cowboys. They like to choke when it comes down to it at the end of the year, whether it be in the playoffs or coming down to the very end. I read this stat earlier today on a site that I was perusing with. It gives some great numbers, and if you're a big gambling guy, you know what I'm talking about. Dating back to 2000, Cowboys are 20-34-2 on the road against the spread in their last 5 weeks of the season. They cover 37% of the time in those last 5 weeks. Last 5 weeks are always divisional matchups in the NFC East and in every single division. So I take that right there against the division. They do not cover coming down the stretch. Football team, 7-2 against the spread in their last 9 following an against the spread win. I think Washington covers this. We're going to do a little sprinkle on a Washington money line, and we're going to hit the under 48.
Yep, that was a lean for me as the Vikings. The second I put in a Steelers +9 bet live, they throw a touchdown in typical fashion. But that's the glory about betting on live game. It's just a bad idea. It's a bad idea. Ride with what you know.
How they just throw like a bomb or something?
Yeah, Kendrick Bourne threw a bomb, and if he didn't catch it, it would have been pass interference anyway. Not on KJ Osborne. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about something else.
I was gonna say, did they fucking do like a trick play or something there? You got me a little confused for a second. But
you was talking about Washington football team +4.5. It was a lean for me. I didn't have any info on it. You gave me all the info I needed. It's officially going to be on my card. I've been riding this hot hand with Washington the past few weeks, and it's been working. It's been working. I'm a big Taylor Heineke guy. I'm a big Antonio Gibson guy. I absolutely hate Ron Rivera. But you know what I hate more than Ron Rivera? Mike McCarthy. I think he's one of the worst coaches in the NFL. I thought he was a bad coach when he was in Green Bay, and the players that they put together in Green Bay made him look good, which will get him a job forever because he won a Super Bowl. I digress. Only thing I worry about is that Dak is just going to throw like crazy against that secondary who can't stop a cold. Washington's been good against the run, top 3 against the run in yards allowed. But we'll see. It's going to be a good game, and I will be tuned in. Therefore, I will most likely be taking my Washington football team. Another trend that I've been getting after as of recently, I'm going to keep doing it. Fade the Raiders. The Raiders. As I tell Joe Green, Kansas City minus 9.5. Ladies and gentlemen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Fade the Raiders into to the end of the year. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is fully healthy, ready to run amok against Vegas, who ranks dead last against the rush in basically every statistical category. This is supposed to be a rivalry game. These two teams hate each other. Hasn't been. Hasn't been recently. I'll tell you why. Kansas City's just a better team. Raiders are a shit show. I think Kansas City is starting to get into that playoff groove where they start to beat the shit out of bad teams. After I wouldn't call skating by against Denver. It was a skate by when it comes to the spread. But they could have gotten back during that game. Could have gotten close real quick. Um, Kansas City dropped a lot of passes last week. Yes, it was a mini Wingate, 35-mile-an-hour gusts. Not easy to catch a football, especially Patrick Mahomes doing things like that, doing magic tricks with his hands before he
Flip
throws
it.
the ball. You know, he looks like Uncle Rico out there at times,
I don't think he could. I don't know. Uncle Rico could throw a ball over a mountain. I don't
over
know if
them
Patrick
mountains there.
Mahomes can. I don't think Patrick Mahomes has that in him.
You see him throw that ham steak? Come on. Uh, Shout out to Uncle Rico. The first article we ever did for FFD, I wrote a article about my my starting fantasy football team if they were all sports movie actors or actresses, and Uncle Rico was my starting quarterback. Yes, it's not a sports movie, but he can throw football over them mountains. So I digress. Kansas City D has been a monster to deal with us as of late. Great against the run, stout against the pass. Haven't really given up anything to anybody the past few weeks. Couple trends that have been happening recently. Raiders 1-4 against the spread in the last five versus AFC West. Chiefs 21-10-1 in the last 32 against the spread versus the AFC West. They don't cover a lot of games, but when they do, it's against their division. Raiders 4-1 against the spread in the last five games overall. Fade the Raiders. Raiders 1-4 in the last five against the spread inside of Kansas City. To me, it's Kansas City. It's not that hard. I think Kansas City wins by 20. Sorry.
Yeah,
Fade the
I
Raiders.
saw. Yeah, no, I agree. The Raiders have ever with Ruggs going out, Gruden gone, their offense is shot. They've got nothing. They can't put up enough points. Josh Jacobs is banged up. He's going to be banged up all year. Kenyon Drake gone for the year. Like that team sucks. I was listening to sports radio today and they were talking about would you take Derek Carr as the quarterback of the Eagles? I kind of think I would, to be honest.
I
I
would.
kind of think I would, opposed to some of the other options that are out there. So I do like that pick as well. I don't know if I'll play it. I don't love the number, but I think you're on the right side, but I don't know if I will get in on it by any means. But I think it's a good play. It's going to be an interesting one. I just don't know how much I can trust right now. The fucking Chiefs. They're Jekyll and Hyde every single week. I don't know what I'm gonna get out of them.
Okay.
But did you have any more NFL picks? I have a lean for
No,
this.
I gave you my
week.
lean. I gave you my 4 picks. What else do the fans need from me? More winners?
I have
Because all I do is spit winners out unless they're long.
I have one lean, and it's opposite of what a lot of people have been saying and whatnot. And it's kind of just a gut feeling right now. I haven't done much research on it, but I like the over 43 in the Ravens Browns game. I've seen a lot of under talk. I think the money is going to come in heavy on the under. There's just a feeling about this game. I think this is going to be a big time ground game for both Nick Chubb and Lamar Jackson. And I think they're both going to have possibly multiple touchdowns on the ground. It's a divisional game. We said last week when the Ravens and Steelers meet up with each other, it goes for the under. They just beat the shit out of each other. I think the Ravens look at the Browns like that ugly stepchild in the division, and they just want to beat the shit out of them constantly. And they're going to try to put up big numbers and really show that it is their division. Even though, again, I think that Ravens are the most are the worst of all the playoff teams. I think they're very overrated. I think they need to put up some numbers to hold off the Bengals because I think the Bengals have a more favorable last few weeks of the season than the Ravens do. I don't know. It's just a lean. I get a feeling that we're going to see it over in this game. I think it's going to be like a 28-24 kind of game right here. And it's going to get there pretty easily. And it looks like it wants you to, it's telling you to take the under, but just something doesn't click with it for me.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how I feel about it. It's like one of those games. It's similar. Like I talked about in FFD a little bit, just even as far as like a gambling aspect of it. It's just like those AFC North games. I'm sorry, you know what I mean. These division games. It's just low scoring, man. A lot of low scoring.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one.
I have a lean. Actually, I have a pick that I've already bet on. I don't have a lot of information about it. Has nothing to do with anything we've ever talked about before.
Yeah. Buckle up, kids. We're going for a ride.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you know about Formula One racing?
Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton. That's all you need to know. The other day,
I just know the name.
Shout out to my buddy Joe Green, our producer. If Lewis Hamilton wins, he will be doing the graphic artwork for his championship win. Therefore, I have no choice but to bet on Lewis Hamilton. It's fate. One of my closest friends, companions, is going to be doing work for the LeBron James of racing. This kid had no idea who he was. I grew up in a household that likes racing, so I knew who he was. I'm like, wait, you really don't? He's won every single championship except for one in the last decade. The most celebrated race car driver of all time. You know, I got him at minus 150 to win the championship this weekend. If you can still get it, get it. If not, he's for the race itself. He's minus 200. Great little parlay opportunity if you like other things this weekend. Just wanted to throw it out there. If you want to throw into the UFC parlay I threw in, because that one, let me tell you, I hope I win this parlay. If you have Lewis Hamilton in it, it's sure as shit ready to be fired off.
I don't hate that. I'm not. I mean, well, yeah, I'll ride.
I didn't have a choice about it. I didn't have a choice.
I ride with the boys. I'm a rider here with the boys. I'm an FFD rider. I'm a BTD rider. We're gonna ride with the boys. So.
Oh, you're a big, thick dick rider?
Oh, big all day,
Ew.
day.
Thick.
I do have a special Morgan
Fucking
parlay
pussy.
Saturday.
Sorry.
Did someone score?
No, they should have had a pick six, the Steelers, and the guy ran out of gas.
Today. They picked him though.
They picked him.
I told you.
Them jumping up and down.
This is gonna be a backdoor.
The live bet's alive, baby.
I told you.
It's a 16-point game. It's not no backdoor.
Backdoor cover. Watch the Steelers come back here. I do have, and I already have played it. I have a Morgan special parlay for Saturday in La Liga.
Oh,
I have a soccer parlay here. It is paying plus 509. I'm taking Barcelona money line over Osasuna at minus 110. Valencia money line versus Elche at minus 135, and under 2.5 goals in Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, which puts me at plus 509. What?
I don't like the last one.
Don't like it? Well,
I think it's too long.
Let me tell you why you should like it in this one.
Tell me.
Which I know you don't watch it as I do. I watch every Real Madrid match. I've become a big soccer guy in my older years. I love my Los Blancos. Real is playing the best form they have had in a very long time. They are a dominant defensive team. They do not give up goals. They're coming off a 2-0 win against Internacional in the Champions League, who is a better team than Atletico Madrid. That was without one of their best defensive players out there. Now they come back. Atletico Madrid is likely going to be without Jose Jimenez, Sime. Is it alive? I don't know how to say one guy's name. Kieran Trippier, and one of their top goal scorers, Luis Suarez, who's an all-time goal scorer, most likely going to be out of this game. Real, my boys, Karim Benzema, who should have been maybe the runner-up for the Ballon d'Or, is likely not going to play in this game. He is the La Liga leader in goals and assists on the season. Atletico is still a very good team. They play Real very close. This is to decide who is the team of Madrid. It's very clearly Real because they are just the best team out there. They always play very tight against their city rivals. They are unbeaten in 10 games against Atletico in the last 10. I very much would like to take the Real money line. I probably will. I'll only be able to take one thing on here. If you want to get the Real line in here, it get at plus money. Real money line right now is feeding plus 597. So another great bet. I might even do a double parlay and just have both of those in there in two separate ones. I think that's a great number to get in there. And Real is just going to run away with La Liga this year with how well they are playing. I'm pumped about it.
I heard nothing you just said.
I'll tell you about it Saturday morning when I tell you to
text it to me later.
When I tell you to put the pick in Saturday morning.
Yeah, this wild game going on. I don't know if you're watching. This is wild. 2-point conversion.
All I gotta say is
I'm covering. I'm covering my lifeline.
I got this game cast playing here. Did I not say you need to get on the watch this game right now? You got to get in here.
What a turn of events! It was 29-0.
Yep.
Yep.
From the backdoor cover, baby. Here it comes.
What a day. Mr. Mo Watts, if you don't have anything else for us, I'm sorry I didn't listen to your soccer breakdown.
All right.
I do trust you.
It's not the most riveting thing to talk about.
I was just hyped up over that, Big Patty Muth guy. Big Patch Fire Muth guy.
Yeah, I will have that 3-team parlay. I might look to add another team in there.
There's
a couple other ones I like, but we'll see. I might even try to. I enjoy doing with some League A.
Just throw in Amanda Nunez and it'd be fine.
Yeah, just throw in some random USC.
Just throw in Amanda Nunez, it'd be fine. Minus 900.
I was actually thinking of just throwing PSG in there at minus 240 just to get a little bit extra sauce. Because I mean they're gonna take down fucking Monaco probably pretty easily. I do not have anything else right now. As always, I'm sure I will have some NBA picks that I will put up. Good night tonight. NBA is starting to right the ship. We love to see it. I'm sure I'll keep having NBA probably going on every night because my bankroll is building pretty nicely right now, which is always key. So keep feeding the boys here, right? They got to put some food on the table.
It's Christmas season, baby.
That time. I got to buy a PS5 eventually, so I need some cash.
Man, by the time you buy a PS5, PS6 is going to come out. Who are we kidding?
Yeah, probably. So I'll have some NBA coming this weekend. I'll have some college basketball. Obviously, we have a big game, Baylor-Villanova this weekend. I'm already going. I will be on Villanova already. Billy and I were talking off air. Villanova is very good. And I said to Billy, as being the local guy from just outside of Philly, it was huge for Villanova to lose that game to UCLA early in the year. Because that's one that they will lose late in the year and it throws off the season.
Yeah, man.
That was massive. So I will be on Villanova. I don't know. I'm actually, as we wrap it up here, I'm going to see if any number has come out for it just yet.
That's tomorrow?
It's either tomorrow or Saturday. I can't think off the top of my head. I don't have it showing for tomorrow right now, at least on my available games to bet.
It's not tomorrow. It's got to be Saturday.
Saturday game. It's going to be a hell of a game. Nova right now is ranked number 6 in the nation. Baylor number 2. I think Nova is going to pull off the
Sunday.
Sunday.
Maybe we should do a episode this weekend.
I mean, I can do maybe do a Sunday episode.
We'll figure something out. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Get some going on. Do maybe some Twitter Spaces. Get in there and talk.
Get weird. Trying to get weird.
Get a little goofy.
You know me. Let's think outside the box. You know what we didn't think outside the box on? Now that it's coming to me. Now I've bet on the game. Now I've got money to stake. Kirk Cousins in prime time, garbage, absolute trash. When it was 27-0, why did I take the money line? What am I doing?
Now he's doing Kirk Cousins things right now.
So I didn't think of it. Listen, ladies and gentlemen,
fucking.
You can find me.
20 points in the fourth quarter. Unbelievable.
You can find me at BillyFFD on Twitter. Betting Diagonal on Twitter. FFD_podcast on Twitter. Anything and everything. Sorry, sports related. You can come talk to me about. I am eyes on the screen right now. All year long, up until basketball ends and hockey ends. After that, I take summer off most usually. Listen, like, follow, subscribe, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everything. Morgan, where can we find you at?
Can we just real quick before I do that part? Can we just talk about how this under for this game was dead coming into the fourth quarter at 20 or
Oh, you mean
29
the
7?
over?
Oh no, I didn't touch it, but it was completely cooked, and now it has soared past.
Yeah,
Gotta fucking love.
you're talking about the over, not the under.
Yeah, for the over.
The over 45, toast.
Gotta love it. There was no shot that over was gonna hit for the longest time.
Typical Vikings. I think the
I
Vikings are like
absolutely love it.
10-3 to the over or some shit like that.
It is amazing. As always, as Billy was saying, you can find me at Betting the Diagonal, BTD, all day long till I die. You can find football in-depth articles at Fantasy Football Degenerates podcast, FFD podcast. Article was up this past week. We're getting back into a rhythm. I will be working tomorrow to get that article ready for all you clowns so you can read it and have some fun with it. Need to keep my editors on their toes, throw a couple spelling errors in there, make it interesting constantly. You can find me personally at MoWatch26, where I would love to dissect sports with you. It's one of my favorite things to do, just talk sports all day. I had a nice little guy today who quote tweeted my picks tonight, asking why I picked the Spurs. And I kind of broke it down pretty simply in a little bit of characters. Spurs, I had -1.5. The Spurs won that game by 15, I think it was. I said it was a letdown spot. I was spot on. Nailed it, as I usually do.
My sprinkle hit. Yes. My sprinkle. 2 sprinkles. You could have parlayed 2 dogs that I gave out yesterday. Sprinkled it in great money. We're hitting. We're back.
We're back, baby. This is officially the episode The Boys Are Back.
I might name it that. I like that.
That's the title right there.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. I will be forever in debt to you guys taking time out to listen to us ramble on, act a fool. Like, follow, subscribe. Like, follow, subscribe. We'll see you fuckers.
Click that like button. Click that follow button. Just like that little click. Like how we sprinkle. Just sprinkle your finger over the little clicker.
You're sitting at home, not doing much. Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button.
It's 4th down. Steelers are getting the ball. Holy shit.
All right, we need to end this show. Like, follow, subscribe. We'll see you guys soon.
Have a good weekend. Gamble responsibly.